Okay, so we're going to talk about Crowe's collar. So I think you're pretty familiar with the Sport Dog collar already, but just to go over it a little bit, I'm pretty sure the remote, yeah, it's always on. So I have her set at level 5. I like this remote because if you need to, you can turn it up in a quick motion. So her normal correction level, I think, is 5. So that's where she can feel it. It's uncomfortable, but it's not, you know, painful for any reason. You want to make sure this is on before you put it on Crowe. So I would put it on first thing in the morning. So turn it on, green light, it beeps, it's on, it's good to go. You can test it by pushing it and making sure that the light lights up red. I'm going to shut this off for now. Oh, I accidentally turned it back on. No, I didn't. Okay, it's good. So I use the button right here that doesn't have the nub. So I was testing the collar out on myself and found out that this actually intensifies the level a little bit. So this is to intensify it, but I would mainly stick with the not knobbed button, the one without the little nub. So whenever you're taking Crowe for a walk and you start on leash, make sure the prong collar's on, good to go, nice and high on the neck like normal. And you want to make sure the leash is kept as loose as possible, only popping and releasing when needed. If there's constant tension on the leash, like when we put this on Crowe, and there's constant tension, she's not going to be able to do the off-leash stuff that we were able to do at the park. So it has to be nice and relaxed, and we pop and release as needed. So you want to hold it nice and relaxed. But really what I want you to focus on is using the remote as a correction and the leash as a backup. The more you use this, the more consistent you are, the faster she's going to be completely reliable off leash. So when I took her to the park, I had her off leash and she was doing really well. When it was time to go and it was time to go back in the car, what she tried to do was take off. Now I have a safety net on all the dogs when we go off leash. It's about the width of a shoelace string and it just drags behind them, and it's really lightweight, so it typically doesn't catch on anything. And she decided to, instead of jumping in the car, she decided to run around. So I said no, correction, called her to come to me. She hesitated. So all I had to do was turn it up to 7, correct her a few times, and she came back. So then I, good girl, reward, because she already got her correction over there. She came back to me, she gets her reward, and we go on from there. So you want to use the collar very consistently, the remote very consistently, and just make sure you hold her up to a higher standard, and she will be calmer. She is still her excited self. She still gets really amped up for certain situations, but if you are stern, calm, and reward the good behavior and correct the unwanted behavior, she will do great at home. I know she can. We've done a lot of exercises to get her to calm down. She loves place. That's what I would recommend in the house. Put her on place. That way she can hang out with everybody and be calm and under control. So heel, loose leash walking. She can do an off leash heel. However, I want you to practice for a couple weeks on leash, making sure your leash is loose 90% of the time, and only that 10% you're using for pop and release corrections, not pulling her, pop and release. Sit stay, down stay. So lay down and stay, not the fidgety that she did in class. Place, come when called, and leave it. So again, rely on the remote collar. It has a nice lanyard. Keep it on you all the time. That way you can correct her so she knows that you have control the entire time. You're following through with what you ask her. So I would recommend having a collar, the collar on her even in the house, outside, inside, all day. She can wear this 10 to 12 hours a day unless she gets wet. If she gets wet, it does need to come off and her hair needs to dry thoroughly underneath. And then the prong collar, maybe in the house just for a couple of days as she transitions from being trained here into the home. So just have her wear this with a leash for a couple of days. That way the transition is nice and smooth, and then once she knows the routine, you can start fading it out a little bit. And if she ever makes a mistake, just put it back on and take a step back in training. Remember to just reward Crowe for the stuff that you like. I want to again make this transition period really easy for her, so let's use lots of treats and rewards and praise and petting when she does the right thing. The thing about praise with Crowe is she gets so excited that you praise and pet her that she starts making mistakes. She gets too excited. So I would keep your praise and petting very calm and almost minimal, and use more food rewards in the beginning. So yeah, it's simple design, simple remote. You know, these two buttons, this is basically the boost. It does increase, so if you want the highest level, you're gonna push this button, and then this is her normal level on level 5. So in the next part of the video, we're gonna show you what all of her commands look like on and off leash. We did the off leash heel at the park, and come when called, everything else is on leash. So just have fun while working with her, and these are Crowe's commands. Sit. Good girl. Good heel. Good heel. Heel. Sit. Sit. Good sit. Heel. Heel. Sit. Sit. Good sit. Good sit. Heel. Good girl. Down. Down. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Down. Oh. Good girl. Good down. Free. Good girl.